Hello, you beautiful creatures. My name is Alexandra with This is Improv, and I am your host today for Talk About It Tuesday. Yes, we're here with another episode of that. And today I have the amazing, the beautiful, the effervescent Julia with me.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Julia, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hello, I'm Julia. I am a soon to be graduate actually for communication at NSU. I've minored in business, honors, and theater, and I live in Massachusetts, so I'm a little far away when going to school here. And yeah, I mean, not too much. I'm not too interesting, but I've been involved in a lot of the arts and theater stuff here at NSU over the past 4 years. So it's been super fun.
Silly goose. We're about to get interesting. That's what's going to happen here. Oh, what is it about theater when you realize like, okay, I think I want to get involved in this?
Yeah, so when I was really young, I've always loved performing. So I remember when I was really little, I used to like put on princess gowns and I'd set up my huge collection of dolls and stuffed animals and I'd put them on the couch. And then I'd put on like a Disney CD and like sing and dance around to perform for my stuffed animals. And so I've always enjoyed it. But my first show that I was actually in was like a fifth grade play. We did Fiddler on the Roof and I was Toddle. And I think that was like the first moment where I was like, wow, this is actually something I really love to do. And it was I think that was my first true discovery that I want to be involved in this in some capacity from here on out.
That's awesome. So after that, you ended up doing a lot more theater stuff.
Yeah, I've danced for pretty much my whole life. I haven't really been able to dance in college just because I was heavily involved in theater stuff and there's a lot of conflicts doing both.
Yeah.
I'm also not like the greatest dancer too. So, it was probably for the best, but
Hey, everyone can dance.
that's
Even I can dance.
It's all just what you feel. But yeah, so I danced a lot throughout my life and it conflicted with a lot of theater things in middle school and high school. So I didn't do as much theater as I wanted. But when I got to high school, that's when I was like, I really have to do this. It's so much fun. And so I did a lot of theater in high school and then into college.
Yay. That's awesome. Now, I know you also sing. So I wanted to ask about the singing and if you're writing and how that kind of, how that makes you feel, like having the music as well. How does that make you feel when you're doing music?
Yeah, so I'm not, I've tried to write music before. I'm not good at it. I don't know how people write music. I don't know, I think everyone has their own way, whether they write the lyrics first and then put the, instrumental with it. But it's so fascinating to me how people are able to do that because I can't at all. But I would say that singing is definitely probably my biggest passion related to the arts. I love it the most. I don't know. I love that with any art, you can just escape. It's just like a different world and every, for example, genre of music, it's attached to a different feeling and it's different for everybody. Like everyone has a different memory or an experience that comes to mind when they listen to music. So that's what I find really special about it.
I feel like the different genres within art are the ones that people can connect to. I mean, you've got experimental, traditional, classical, you've got all these different aspects to the art world that a lot of other categories don't have when you go into work, You want to know my earliest memory with theater?
I do.
Cats the musical.
Oh,
my grandmother had 6 channels on her TV in Stickney, Illinois, and she brought out this VHS tape of the original Broadway cast of Cats, and she would put it in 4 hours. I would watch it for 4 hours every day. I think we were there for a week and a half or something. Every day I watch Cats, and it has a special place in my heart. I know how people feel about it. The film is cursed, But
Wow, that's a lot of cats.
it's a lot of cat. And I was that kid in second grade that they're like, oh, if you have a film, bring it in for at the end of the day. I brought it in.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I made them watch it. And everyone was like, no. And I was like, but please. So, yeah.
Did anyone surprise you? Did people actually enjoy it, or did they also?
Some people did who later were theater people. And then anyone else kind of just like took a nap.
I think I saw the musical once. One of my friends, she was in it like when she was little, so I went to see it. But other than that, I've never seen it performed. But I love Cats in general, so I feel like I'd probably like it, to be honest.
Cats live is honestly such a treat. It's so magical. When you're doing a show, when you're about to get ready for a performance, what are some ways that you like to prepare for it?
That is a great question. I definitely try to like focus a lot on breathing, because I get very nervous, which I guess is pretty normal when you're like about to go on stage or something. But it helps me to like take several deep breaths and like solely focus on breathing and stuff. That's probably the main thing I do. Sometimes I'll do like a couple like lip trills, or if it's something like that where it could benefit from having like your face kind of warmed up.
Yeah.
With the muscles kind of ready to go, I'll do something like that. That's kind of it. I mean, I make sure I'm in my space like well before, because it makes me really nervous. It adds to the stress if I'm running late or not feeling my best self. So I try to get in the right space, everything all good to go well in advance.
Yeah.
I think those are the main things that I do.
That makes sense. I love lip trills. They're just fun. I know, right? Everything tingly. But then afterwards, you just feel like jiggly mouth, kind of, I guess. Yeah.
Pretty much.
So those are your favorite preparations. What are your favorite theater games or improv games to do as warm-ups?
So I do not do a lot of improv. I know that like I know that a good actor is good at improv, and I'm like terrified of improv just because I'm very terrible at thinking on the spot, and I get nervous a lot. So like I'm not like quick-witted like that. Usually if I'm funny, it's not on purpose. Like I'm just not naturally like funny, I don't think. But I absolutely love watching people do improv because it's so entertaining and so fun. But I know at Nova, when we've done, like before we've gone on to do shows, we've done a couple improv games. I like the one where like there's 3 people and they each say something, they describe themselves, like they're a character, but the person trying to figure it out doesn't know. And so they have to describe themselves without giving it away. That one's what I'm talking about.
So that one sounds like dating game.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about. That one's
That is a fun one. I like that one a lot because the audience is already in on it.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's secret but that one person, which is a total groupthink psychological mess when you think about it, because everyone knows except for one of us.
Yeah.
So, but oh my God, that's a really fun game. And when you're doing theater practices, how is it when you're going into a new environment? Because you've dabbled in, a couple parts of theater and a couple parts of you're going in with communications and things like that. So how do you feel going into new situations with your theater background?
Well, I feel like theater has definitely aided me a lot in different situations, because I feel like, first of all, I think everyone should do theater, at least an acting class, just something, because it's just a great way to, let loose, like just have fun, not be so tense or like constricted to your regular, how you would normally act. It's just very freeing.
Yeah.
But it's also a great way to meet people. It's great to like build connections with people. And it's also, I feel like I've personally learned a lot about like actual people. Because when you do theater, you have to become different people. You have to become different characters. And in order to execute that character correctly, you have to really dig in and learn everything there is to know about them. So it's helped me see like real characters in real life. And it's made me, I think, more compassionate and like accepting of people. I mean, I feel like I was like that before, but it's made me more cognizant of it now.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go into new situations, I think I'm more observant and I'm able to kind of understand people better.
Mm-hmm.
It's also helped a lot with like, I'm not really quick-witted. I'm not great under pressure, but it's definitely helped with that too. Where I've been, I'm a little bit better now after having been in theater, thinking a little bit quicker,
Mm-hmm.
kind of trying to adjust and adapt to new things quickly, like new environments. So yeah,
Yeah.
those are some of the ways I would say that it's helped. It's helped in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it definitely helps you learn about people because there's so many personalities that we will portray in our lifetime if you're in that theater world. And there's so many people that you work with, so you get such a better understanding of like how someone may perceive a situation compared to you,
Mm-hmm.
how people may work compared to you, and then also just like being able to have the confidence in yourself to go into a random situation, because you have had to do that before anyway, so it's like you've had that kind of practice, that rehearsal already. So yeah, I totally agree.
I find it so funny too because when I like go on to stage to perform, I'm very nervous before, but usually once I start it, like the nerves go away.
Mhm.
But when I talk, like if I have to give a presentation or I have to speak in front of people, I get so nervous. And it's just funny because it's the same thing, but it's not. And people say that to me. They're like, how can you, if you're not super nervous when you're actually performing, like, why does this make you nervous? And I'm like, it's a great question. Maybe it's just because I'm not myself when I'm like,
Yeah, it's totally valid. Yeah, that you're a different person when you're acting. You're not portraying yourself. When it's a presentation and your grades on the line, to be honest, that's like the most nervous I ever get. And that's the only reason I appreciate like the improv in school kind of thing, because I used it so much when I was giving presentations, because I'm not good at presenting. I ramble a lot because I talk to cope with the silence. Because it's right, because it's not a conversation, it's you being there. So I totally understand that as well. What do you have to say to people who are not familiar with the arts, to if they want to be involved with it?
I would say, I mean, first of all, there's so many different avenues that you can explore within the arts. And I think now with everything, just in general, this generation of, the advancement of technology, everything's online, just at your fingertips all the time. And especially now where everything is digital because of what's going on in the world. I mean, you have access to so many things that you wouldn't normally have access to. So I would say just take advantage of that you have like endless information right in front of you. And I've personally found that some of the things that have been the most terrifying or the most unfamiliar to me in my life have helped me the most in growth and just self-awareness in general. So if you've never done theater, if you've never painted on a canvas, if you've never like taken up an instrument, I would say just try it because all the tools are here for you, like right in front of you. There's a lot of people out there that there's free tutorials, there's all this different stuff that you can look into, and it's beneficial. And I think it's a great way to grow. So I would just say take advantage of what you have because there's endless opportunities right here.
Yeah, we are in the age of technology. Oh yeah, so many classes, so little time. So I am so happy that you were able to interview with us today. I will say that Julia, I've worked with Julia before. Julia is one of the easiest people to work with. You really, really are, because when you and Kelley, and I already gushed over Kelley when I interviewed her, that when you two were working together, you're both very similar in your technique of like just getting all the information in and then just trying it. And if it doesn't work, you will ask after and be like, was that okay? And it normally is. You normally make the right choice. So yeah, it's just it's so easy to work with you because you're very understanding. I mean, you even said it, you have a better understanding of people through theater. And it's true, you do. You have a better understanding of personality and people and how to approach situations. And I think that's great. It's an amazing quality to go into in the workplace. And I think you're really, really good at that.
I really appreciate that. And I've, like, you directed a dog's house, and that was the first college theater thing I really did. And it was like the highlight. It was so incredible. And you were wonderful to work with. And I appreciate you taking taking the chance and like casting me, because it was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Julia, how can people keep up with your artistic journey?
Well, I have an Instagram account that currently has one video. It's up and coming, I guess. But I have an Instagram account titled Julia Kelley Music, where I initially created to just post videos singing, playing piano, stuff like that. It's in the works. It's not very active right now, but I guess that's one way to reach me. I think that's it for right now. I don't have a lot of outlets, but I'm working on a couple things. So,
yay! That's amazing. Yes. Any way to find Julia will be linked down below in the description so that you can keep up with her. I want to say a huge, big old thank you to you for coming on here and interviewing with us today. It's always fun to interview someone who we have worked with and people who we are close to, because sometimes you find out new things about them. So I think this is a fun way to catch up with each other.
Thank you so much for having me.
So please check out all ways to find Julia down below in the description. If you are interested in supporting any organizations, you can check our description down below. We have a lot of 501c3s that you can help out. If you have an organization you would like to add to the description down below, please make sure to email us at info@thisisimprov.com, or just click on one of the emails that's listed in the description, and we will be happy to add it to our list. If you are interested in taking any improv classes, improv for acting, writing, improv for life, or corporate team building, please go to www.thisisimprov.com and sign up for one of our drop-in classes today. If you like histories, mysteries, and ghost stories of Florida, we have a podcast called This is Legends of Yesterday, where we talk about all of that and more. So if you have something weird, funny, creepy, crazy, or any sort of knowledge that you have of Florida that you would like to share, you can definitely, again, email one of the links down below and send in your story and hear your story on the podcast. I want to say again, thank you for being here, Julia. Thank you for being so amazing to interview and whatnot. I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your Taco Tuesday. Eat some tacos, have some fun, do some art. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.